All right, let's get right into it. We are all living in a world of incredibly advanced electronics, right? Our phones, our cars, everything. And behind the scenes, you've got these smart factories moving at lightning speed. But there's a catch. A hidden, kind of clumsy step in what's otherwise a high-tech ballet that can slow the whole thing way down. So take a look at this. At the heart of every single piece of modern tech is a printed circuit board, a PCB. Think of them like these tiny, bustling electronic cities. Building them is a total marvel of automation, with microscopic components being placed with a speed and precision that is, well, it's just superhuman.
Now, you'd think the whole process would be perfectly smooth, wouldn't you? But what if I told you that in this super fast, high-tech dance, some of the partners just can't keep up? What's the one thing that can bring this whole incredible operation to a screeching halt?
Well, it all comes down to a classic problem, the automation bottleneck. This is that frustrating point in the assembly line where the mind-blowing speed of automation just stops. It hits a wall, all because of a few, let's say, difficult parts.
And this is where it gets really interesting. On the left, you see the good kids, the standard components that come on a neat, orderly tape, super easy for a machine to handle. But on the right, those are the troublemakers, the awkward, the bulky, the weirdly shaped parts that just don't fit the standard mold.
And that, right there, is the core of the odd form problem. We're talking about things like big transformers, chunky connectors, or delicate relays. They're just too big, too funky shaped, or too fragile for the normal high-speed machines. And for decades, the only solution was to have people do it by hand, which, as you can imagine, is slow, expensive, and a recipe for errors.
But what if you could skip all that manual work? What if you could just teach your existing, super fast machines how to handle these awkward parts? Well, that's exactly where the hero of our story comes in, the odd form feeder.
Okay, so here's the big idea. An odd form feeder is basically a brilliant translator. It takes all those difficult, non-standard components and presents them, one by one, perfectly oriented to the standard assembly robot, the SMT pick-and-place machine, so it can just grab them and go.
It is, quite literally, the missing link. It's the piece of the puzzle that finally lets factories close that frustrating gap and achieve truly seamless, end-to-end automation. And this isn't some one-size-fits-all thing. Nope. The real genius here is how versatile these feeders are. There's a specialized tool for almost any kind of awkward component you can possibly think of. First up, we have the bowl feeder. So imagine you've got a huge bin with thousands of little parts just tossed in there. How do you get them all facing the right way? Well, this thing uses these incredible, finely tuned vibrations. The bowl just kind of shakes and shimmies, and it cleverly nudges every single part into the perfect position for the robot to pick up. It's amazing to watch.
Then you've got the axial tape feeder. A lot of components, like resistors or diodes, come on these long strips of tape. This feeder doesn't just hand them over, it actually cuts their leads to the perfect length and bends them into shape, getting them totally prepped for insertion. And get this, the versatility doesn't even stop with electronic parts. This is a label feeder. It can handle all sorts of delicate materials on a roll, precisely placing everything from QR code labels for tracking to protective films or even tiny dabs of adhesive. And finally, for the really complex stuff that comes in trays, you have the robot tray feeder. This thing is like a mini smart factory all on its own. It can automatically swap out empty trays for full ones, ensuring there's a constant, uninterrupted supply of parts to the main line. Okay, so it's a really clever solution, no doubt. But you're probably wondering, does it actually make financial sense? Let's talk about the return on investment, or ROI, because this is where the story gets really, really compelling. Take a look at this number, 10. What does that mean? Well, it's powerful. The source material shows that just one of these automated feeders can do the work of 10 people on an assembly line. 10. That is a massive difference. And the cost savings? They're just staggering. See, the old way to automate these bigger through-hole parts, the ones with long wire leads, was to buy a huge, dedicated machine that could cost upwards of $50,000, maybe even $70,000. But an odd-form feeder, you can integrate one for a tiny fraction of that price. We're talking about a game-changing difference in cost.
But honestly, it goes way beyond just the initial price tag. With automation, you get predictable, consistent quality every single time. That means fewer human errors, which leads to fewer repairs and less waste. There's no risk of a sensitive component getting zapped by static electricity or dropped.
And because the whole setup is so compact, you get more production done in a smaller space. It's a win-win-win.
Now for all you tech spec lovers out there, check this out for a second. Look at that cycle time. Just 1.5 to 2 seconds per component. That's pure speed, and it can handle parts up to 10 millimeters in diameter. See, this isn't just about being fast, it's about being incredibly precise and consistent at that speed. That's where all those improvements in quality and reliability really come from.
So, what's the big picture here? Where does this all lead? Well, this isn't just about fixing one little problem on an assembly line. It's really about taking a huge critical step towards the future of manufacturing.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It sums it up perfectly. This isn't about throwing out your expensive equipment and starting over. It's about upgrading it. It's about giving the machines you already have powerful new abilities and making your entire production line smarter.
So if there's one big takeaway, it's this. The smart factory, Industry 4.0, isn't something you build overnight. It's built piece by piece by finding these exact kinds of bottlenecks and systematically solving them. Each one of these feeders is another essential piece of that huge, intelligent, interconnected puzzle.
And that really leaves us with a final, pretty important question to think about. In a world where manufacturing speed, efficiency, and precision mean everything, solving these odd-form problems, well, it's not just a nice-to-have anymore. It's rapidly becoming essential for survival. As automation continues to accelerate at this crazy pace, being stuck with slow, manual processes is a cost that pretty soon nobody's going to be able to afford.